dual lanes typically, or just Darkseer in general, does very well versus Law. They can potentially run it mid, but what they could do actually is try and put the Omniite against Darkseer and then against Lone Druid. That also, like the Omniite, does very well versus the Lone Druid. Once you're level 5, which is right whenever Lone Druid becomes his
Team
right whenever you get your level 3 reactive armor, so you're possible to zone. Yeah, this is really interesting. I think the way these lanes get set up is like, I think Team saw against the Lone, preferably in a Omni Knight.
10 seconds remaining.
Darkseer, now there's an Ursa in the mix. A lot of heroes kind of just crush each other in lane. You know, scouting out the lanes early on and making sure they don't
reserve time.
Rush in the lane, like really important for both.
If you want to go about getting this information where lanes are, consider an early soak into enemy jungle. Do you early like out to get observer wards down? Any other maybe limit the guesswork and make it.
I think both of those are likely. I think they may smoke anti-P spirits or heroes that just get out there like fast. I think it'll happen at about the same time. We'll see. Probably they getting fancy. They'll like run to the right there.
Radiant team.
We'll have to see what they go for, but I think the laning setup is very important.
Winter Wyvern.
Team secrets turn to pick.
Good gap closer onto the Lone Druid.
Yeah, they have the Omni Knight as well.
Basically.
You don't. A pretty decent hero versus his series swipe charges don't deplete. When he's hitting when he's
10 seconds remaining.
But you still just sit there and swing forever and ever and ever. It's a hero that Ursa can on and burst. That hero does not have the kind of gold intake requires to get an MKB.
Reserve time.
Also a hero that mid one will play. They're one of the few teams back in the day. They do like bottle. They do the interesting strats to try and make the PA work. So I think.
Weaver.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Talked about, so I don't think it's like the best Winter Wyvern game. If Timbersaw as well, a hero that's pretty good against Winter Wyvern because he's obviously all magical damage. Down. I think it is actually going to be mid one.
We do see the smoke out TP. Goes up. Stone off lane. Very early ward while Puppy. They didn't hear through the back and maybe corners. A nice ward placement.
I don't think there's anything specific. They also TP bottom, so getting a ward in both Timber Saw, and they expect it to be mid. And you on like a week for an Omni Knight, kind of like on. I think NIP are getting the lanes. Matchup. Something you can do. It's not as bad in mid as other side or as in the side lanes because the lane is obviously shorter, so you can pull aggro a little bit more. Get it to the tower, less harass, and then once you get like level 5 or so, the furious swipes do a little bit less damages or physical damage. So all right, now he's moving up the top lane. Yeah, I think they're just sort of they're scouting things out. They don't want up against the Earth.
The option was I use my my middle mouse to like move my camp around, trying to edge pan. Like I don't know, I've got a mental block against it. Can't. But Trixie Dark's here, Synderen over on the Sand King. That's about needs to get levels up. Roaming Sand King, you either need to have the action go your way or back and farm. But it's gone boots first, everyone. They're moving away. Era's
The battle begins.
bounty route. It's well. Quicker, he swaps again.
Right, so Dorks. This is basically the optimal lanes, I think. The Weaver is up against Timbersaw will be bottom against the Winter Wyvern and Darkseer. Although it's not the greatest, you don't really want to be against the Winter Wyvern, so I guess they would probably the optimal would be Omni Knight against this Darkseer lane, the Timbersaw against the Laundry, at the very least, not against the Earth. They'll have like a half-decent start.
Brent might be in trouble already. Malavin spots across the Poppy, empty attacks up high ground. First strikes back. Safety of his tier 1. Already his first action of the game basically come to almost nothing. A bit of mana expenditure be annoying, but he's just sticking around mid. The decent waves in this first couple of minutes. Is there anything you want to be wary of as this Weaver? You know, getting your lane doubled up onto your tier 1, is that going to be annoying? Or just going to be looking to freeze the lane?
I think I don't think you care too much about Star, although I do think Puppy starting here is very, very good. Despite Weaver being obviously a very mobile hero, he has a super long cooldown level 1.
Denied.
He can get punished by this Ursa. He builds up some furry swipes, maybe misuses the Kush first. He even gets zoned out of lane pretty easily, as the 4-man shield soaks up so much damage. I think it's really good. Synderen starting mid, they almost always do try to do some shenanigans, don't let the mid have a free time and quite a bit, so start the sinking here and they mirror that and start the slaughter there. So I think that's pretty nice to make sure this doesn't like has like level 4, level 5 is going.
Now that Observer Ward that Puppy placed down already paying off. Sees Synderen rotate across, knows that he's heading towards Puppy. Strikes in, got an invis room for himself, but Crush will not land on him. This is one of the troubles, right, with that support Sand King. Making unredundant actions. So far, Cindy kind of poked his head mid, thought maybe I can go in here, get some harass down. With his invis rune, essentially has bottom where mid one's Timbersaw popping up back up to full, but Trixie has no mana left. Ango or anything. Still just hanging around waiting near this tier 1 tower to look for a go.
He has the soul. Oh, I think he meant to buy it his stage pass at the side shop and instead bought it at base. But it won't actually have the soul ring. That's a pretty big deal. I think if he had the iron shop, he could maybe set it. There's no points in it yet.
One might walk this one off. No strike comes through from Sin, but here comes the Witch Dog to slow things down again. Sin stunned up in mid one. He turns to fight with the Malik down to surge up Sand King and get him away, but not far enough. Mid one gets your first blood with a whirling death. That soul ring misplay, not selling the Sage's Mask in time from the stash back in base. Like it came back to haunt them.
Yeah, that makes a pretty huge difference. And they had to use the quarter mid as well, or it was getting well, so it's gonna be a long time for Ion Shell. It's gonna be like a minute and a half where he has no Ion Shells down bottom, and They give a lot of free space for mid to get up his own soul ring. He actually doesn't have the beat.
Who's gonna get gone on? Quick, but now decides to go for right clicks. But purification, follows 1 point up in that repel for the Omni Knight. Okay for now as Era under that tier 1 tower, but bottles himself back up. He's got 3 stacks of Fury Swipes over on him, so it's probably still go back in. But bottom lane, Synderen cast up and stunned. He might be able to get the burst back down onto mid 1, but the damage just isn't there. Finally has to retreat. Trixie's clarity gets cancelled in the heat of it all. You can dive him though.
Dire's middle
enough
tower
HP.
is under attack.
Yeah.
It's under
Really nice from Hani there, actually, clearing and salving Trixie. So he didn't have that extra regen there. Then he had to go back to base. Bot lane was pretty disastrous. At the very least, they had that regen, so able to heal on back up, and it's not the biggest deal. Hani has gotten up to top lane. I mean, Quickfa has gotten his level 5 up top lane, so starting to start to shift onto his favor pretty heavily. He was a little bit ahead alone, the Omni Knight, but not anything really significant. But now that he has the Tangle, Clark just slowly chip down this Omni Knight. Already out of regen, doesn't have his arcane boost yet. So may start to feel the pain as he's just harassing him, hitting him with his spear. Hasn't gotten any root yet, but Lone Druid having a pretty free time top in the lane is right back by his tower, so he's not really gankable right now either.
Yeah, this opens things up, it feels. He runes, he's level 3. Everything from under NIP. Well, Pyla died. They did shrine up 30 seconds ago. Going towards the mid lane Era, he poked his head over the top of that ramp. Here comes the caster, stun from Puppy, catches him, but a nice fire strike comes in. Turns around for Era now, swipes down MP, 1 more hit. Will find the kill. Now Puppy might be in trouble as well. Sin has another burst strike up in 2 seconds time, and I think this is the death of the Slardar. 2 more hits. Quite enough damage there, but Synderen. Nice tower,
Ani's
not
owning.
quite. Ani suddenly comes in with a double kill and keeps himself alive at the same time. Poikva, well, you look at that, kills off Casey. You were talking about that timing. Poikva's now level 7.
Yeah, they're doing super well in the lane. So we talked about how like the lane are like really important, making sure that Secret doesn't unfavorable matchups. But the lanes were pretty good. They weren't amazing. MP actually not going for the point in swarm, so actually going for free loss. So they didn't have the bugs for that little skirmish there. I guess getting the second point in the attack for a little bit more harassed on the Ursa. Live there, they turn around the kills, not quite getting the kill top. I think NAP quite happy with how the lanes are going right now. You can see they really want to play around this Weaver. He's the hero they want to snowball this game. That they need to enable, because he's really the only one that can deal with Lone Druid. You know, obviously you have a Slaughter who's going to get a blink eventually, but you've got a Timbersaw who's a fairly greedy core, Omni Knight who's not really a hero to come around too much. And so if Secret isn't in position, they can just like 5-man down these. I think they're going to have some gold issues on the Slaughter. He's not going to get a timing, and Weaver not having the greatest of times either. So I think NIP pretty happy with how these.
So at what point does Secret consider, you know, switching these lanes? Maybe sending Kazu down to the bot lane, putting Weaver up on the safe lane, where perhaps with help of one support Witch Doctor, or maybe even skill up the Lone Druid. Well, Weaver won't have that opportunity apparently, because he just absolutely bought it. Synderen again, you know, looking at his movements for the first 2 minutes or so, wasn't really great. But a bit of mana out of Secret, but he's kind of hesitant with where he wanted to go, but the past 3 or 4 minutes, he is on the money every single time looking for these.
Yeah, the Weaver goes down again. That has his boots now from base. I think sort of the one like bright spot for Seeker is that mid one is having a pretty decent time down bottom. Darkseer's kind of meh on the farm right now. I think he's actually good. Something we saw originally whenever Darkseer was getting really popular, whenever H was out, we sort of saw it fall off again because. Oh. They're actually going in. Hold on.
Great turnaround. Good one. Comes in the chain away. And sticking around, gets Swarm and a time lapse, and gets out of the range of Synderen. Stun now with a Swarm turnaround. Synderen looks like he's gonna die here. Drops to MP. Going for more Hani hiding away in the trees. He's got himself for the break and 12 big charges. There's no TP rotations coming in. There's no one to save him. He's left alone to his own devices. In comes one TP, but cancelled immediately as they realize Hani is dead. Not a chance to survive.
Yeah, this is a nice rotation for NP. Going down here and like bringing down this dark suit, this is really the only lane they can rotate to. Lone Druid is in the position where they can't really do that much to fully up here. He's 550 basically whenever he pops the stage. Hard to bring him down. He down here, bringing a lot of heroes here as well. It's very nice rotations from especially MP, and sort of bringing back some of the early kills that NP had gotten, and NP really wants to be in a position where they're like continuing to get these kills over and over again. Tanking, they have a Ursa, they have a Darkseer. It's very run at you lineup. They want to get a lot of kills early on. They want to evolve, but its cores are very mobile besides the Omni Knight. First off, it's definitely not easy to bring down these heroes once they get some items.
Back to Helm of the Dominator, you know, I think the first time I saw it in a comp game was SS a while back, and we were in awe, honestly. It was absolutely amazing to watch the vacuum into doing all like. But what's the reason do you think that this kind of fell off people's back to Arcane's mech?
I think it's sort of gimmicky. It makes your hero very, very one-dimensional. You're not hitting that vacuum stomp. That ends up a lot of wasted on a mech. And then it's not 5-manning strength, which is like Darkseer is all about, just running around together with the Iron Shells. He KS you down bottom and then up the top lane, so.
There has been a maledict on him there when the purification hit. Likely he's been dead, but yeah, there's the lane swap. Good though. I think now he's got the time lapse, he's got a bit more freedom to actually.
I'll take your tribute. Your tribute.
I'm actually kind of surprised they'll do the lane swap after that much time. You think I thought they were gonna do it all. They do it a little. The Omni Knight being down here is very, very well versus the Darkseer, obviously, because often killed it instantly and actually pressure the tower a little bit. You know, the Lone Druid can't pressure him at all now that has level 4 and react to stand under the tower to really be done to him, and so he can. This Lone Druid is just sitting up here and free farming. I like this decision quite a bit because the Lone Druid is really the only hero that is just sitting here getting free farm. Ursa, I don't think Secret caught him. They have plenty of ways to kite him. There's a Weaver and a Timbersaw. Can play good versus Timbersaw, but that's because it's done in lane. If you're not getting that lane matchup, that lane's very mobile cores that the Ursa can have a hard time bringing down, especially whenever he only.
This Guardian Angel he's up against as well, which is pretty sickening when you're playing an Ursa. Might think about the two to play the bottom lane. They started with the Crush and occasionally finishes with the Purification. Look for more here. Zero TP's in. Tanking Synderen looks for the go, but MP time lapse is backing away from the tier 1. They catch, they kill, they evacuate. Like successfully, stands around and Synderen. He is going in apparently. Not sure why. Shed some insight onto Synderen Burrow Strike there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
He just wants to cast the spells. Got the itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, Quick actually has a Deso. He went phase Deso, so I guess it gives them a little bit more physical damage, synergizes nicely.
Can he kill mid one here? With an entangle, maybe?
Kind of unlikely. He was just starting to go up the stack, so now he's up to 4 picks and not really down, I don't think. It sort of deters mid one from playing really aggressive up this off lane, but yeah, it's a more early game centric item, I guess. It lets them actually bring down these towers at a pretty decent clip. But doesn't have the Dragon Lance, doesn't have that Maelstrom to farm a little bit slower. And it's kind of unusual how it pans out, but I think he may fall behind a decent amount on farm whenever I start to go poorly. You have an item that you buy whenever you want to fight non-stop, and you know, if you're not winning these items or winning these fights, where you go Deso first, that Lone Druid is not really a super fast farmer without the Maelstrom.
There goes with that. I just see this right now with Arcane's match and try to compare him to the Darkseer. Yes, far behind in relative terms. So Synderen might kill Pala, die in 3.
Alright,
Nope,
no,
looks
this
like-
is Alright, cool.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I think that lane swap was just
attack.
absolutely
Dire's
massive. It was just
structures
a good
are
play from
fortified.
Seeker. They waited until just the right time. They kept the Timbersaw down bottom until he got his level 4 reactive armor. Then he comes up top, and the Omniac goes down bottom, and they take the tower because the Timbersaw can't really, bring down these lanes fast enough. Whereas the Omniac kills kill the creep waves instantly with the heal. Kill the Iron Shield creeps. That actually can, power a decent amount. They're not able to bring him down bottom. The Wyvern's kind of sitting down there. He has good pressure with him himself. Not able to do anything to be honest.
They really want to point him, but he turns around and gives one Twilight Die. He's gone, he's done for. Finish goes to Hani. Holds mid one in place for now, but I think Hani... Ghana? No, he's not. Weaver doesn't want to commit. Syndron's around. Rest of Ninjas and Pyjamas arrive for this fight as well. Looks like it could be a good start for Koikwa. Low on mana, but he still has to have a draw, I think, ready up the sleeve. Going too far, but Witch Doctor again is the casualty by Secret.
Yeah, nothing gained, but NIP rotating all these heroes down here, not really getting any out of it. And you just Ursa really want stuff happening. You just get Blink Dagger, and not a hero you just want to sit around and farm on. Whereas Secret, they kept this Timbersaw, they have the Weaver, heroes that are going to scale a lot better than and Ursa. Gonna have, like we talked about, a very hard time bringing down heroes if he's not absolutely crushing his lane and getting this lone druid ahead really early on, taking the Blink Dagger off of these darks they're getting ahead, then they're gonna start falling behind, and they're not gonna be able to take these fights. We saw it down bottom a little bit earlier. Whenever tier 1, they were just pulling them all around multiple times, but they just hurt them around in these fights, and NIP has a really hard time.
It's only going to get worse when Puppy gets it. I think he's old. He's Dagger and again, these kind of one-to-one comparisons shown up in the grand scheme of things don't line up, but you compare him to Syndra Banking, he is a long way away from his. DC. Oh, just I've given a lot more kind of space and room to Koikwa on this, but touched on the Desolator pick. And it's meant to kind of give them that tempo play and look for these kills, look for the power pushing. Does the Desolator buy enough time for Sind and Hunt?
Dire's top tower is under
I don't know if
attack.
it's so much buying time as them just trying to hit the time where they're just like 5 banning like really early on, because I think they realize that
Radiant's bottom tower is under
they're
attack.
sort of on a timer. If
It's
they aren't
under
making
attack.
stuff happen, then the game is going to get pretty difficult pretty fast, because Dire's heroes are so mobile. So I think it was sort of an effort to power gold. Yes, there's a little bit of Roshan, so let's gold boost there, and maybe try and take the mid spawn off of that. They're actually wrapping on Koikwa up top, so push up pretty far, being down here.
Phase is there. Then he gets the crush onto the Spirit Bear and have a draw, even entangle Puppy on the way through, but he's out. On the Radiant jungle, MP spots out. Be any kind of skirmish over on the side of the map. Ion shelled up Golem throws a little pebble at MP.
Yeah, I think the Darkster going for the HOD. Or I think it's like some other items, maybe not really synced up. By going
Radiant's
down mid.
middle tower
I
is
think
under
if they're going to be going for this sort of a super early 5-man, try and take all these towers, you maybe go for a mech instead of this HOD.
Radiant's top tower
On
is
HOD,
under
more of
is
like an
under
item that
attack.
helps you like split around the map. It gives you some decent team fight with like the Centaur Stomp, but I don't think he actually found the Centaur. Just has this Mud Golem currently.
Not had the best choices. But Pyjamas dying mid, he bought his Ghost Scepter just before dying, so I think
He already has a Ghost
yeah,
Scepter. Wow.
he went Brown Boots Ghost Scepter, so I think he's fine. I think he's perfectly fine dying mid, just knowing that his security of the grave, he got his item in the end.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, I
tower
really like that
has
from
fallen.
Highlight Die. And Ursa and Lone Druid Desolator, they really only have physical damage. On
He's the
their
only
cores.
one that's really been dying, right? One that's getting put down as 3. Ghost Scepter he can maybe now get. The Maledict. Looking at Maledict actually, he went for the first point to annoy Syndron at that top room spot, get a bit of damage down. Final points in Voodoo.
I think you may get a value point here. I don't think it really does too cores. The heal isn't really useful for them. You're not really skilling heal up for yourself, as he is like really throw that the Lone Druid and the Ursa are going to be talked about.
Dyer's middle tower.
So
Dyer's
if they're
middle
trying to
tower.
focus
Dyer's
him,
middle tower
and he's not really going to be
has
standing next to his core, he's
fallen.
healing a long drawn out fights, which is that point of restoration. They're like hold. Weaver. They're not going to be taking damage. They're not going to do something. Going back in and just hitting towers. It's very much about going in and out, jumping around. They get the slaughter Weavers. Very mobile heroes.
I guess if you've got a walking fountain in the you don't really need to do restoration. Arcane's
Dyer's top tower is
all
under
Solar
attack.
Crest done
Is under
actually.
attack.
He throws that Solar Crest. Anyone really with Steam
Dyer's
Thrust.
structures
So
are
turn it back
fortified.
around on the
Are
point.
fortified. Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Good
Is
opportunities.
under attack.
Syndrome is 17 gold away from the dagger. Probably the first goes in. Point just out of draw. No, what the hell? In one, they turn back with the Winter's Curse and they kill off Druid. The chase continues though. They have many disables. Cancel the TP. Han is gone. He's out. But the rest of NIP might be safe to get away as well. Syndrome completes his TP in error. Oh. Well.
They're going to reduce that problem a little bit as mid one picks up the Yule Scepter. Really nice, gives them a little bit more catch, a little bit more kiting potential as well. In
Radiant's
more
top
ways to
tower
keep this
is under
hitting
attack.
team one. They're becoming bigger and bigger problems. Era goes for a bastard and trying to fix that problem a little bit, but they only do so much. You know, complementing and trying to fix your heroes.
Radiant's top tower.
Trying to
Radiant's
switch, and he has the bastard can maybe bring down the Witch Doctor, but it's only a Witch Doctor, and as long as he's getting his cask off, that's his job. That hero really just eats cask in this kind of a game.
Throw your one stun. Just get it out there.
Soldiers fall.
MP, Dragonlance, Maelstrom, throws a swarm of Terror who's equally got in there for a regen rune, but holds on to it. Quickly. Continue. Hot right now, and the thing about Aaron is kind of item progression. He also doesn't have any real defensive support. I feel like the longer this game goes on, it's going to come maybe a big vacuum Winter's Curse or the combo plays. Then Aaron can do. They're the ones that kind of set up and enable the Ursa's running down.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's going to be doing that much damage. Once this Timbersaw gets an armor, fighting potential. But once he, you know, he's about to buy the plate mail, and that just makes him so tanky with the. Actually, you know, 30 on now. It's just so hard to insert.
Fortunately, Aaron's left high and dry by the rest of his team. Maybe Han picks up the Curse, catches the Weaver, but there's no damage. Aaron's already dead, and Poppy looking for the reduce. Has blink up in 5 seconds time. The chain across mid one. Yeah, he's chasing quick, but Savage Roar, is it up? Does he have it? He does on the bear. Himself, of course, forces Poppy back, so there's no blink initiation out from him.
Goes in one.
Radiant's top tower.
Going on to this blink stun, trying to save his main point, but kept alive, it looks like for now, as Puppy does not get in time.
Dyer's middle tower.
That crush on the point for who starts attacking for the low ground. Wants to try and fight this, but the rest of Secret come in. A good vacuum back from Trixie. Keep them at bay. And again, it's Secret posturing, showing how strong they are. Pyjamas, they were the aggressors. They were the ones looking for that kill, but spells just thrown out here and there, and no real cohesion to their initiation.
They wanted to, they were doing what they needed to. They wanted to smoke up, find a kill with the Ursa who just got the faster. They still had the Aegis for 10-20 seconds, so have a small window where they can maybe, but it's not the hero they want to run into. They did one, they can't bring him down, so they turn around and try and get out, but right there, so a pretty nice read from they're doing exactly what NFP wants to be doing. Very, very one-dimensional, their heroes. Where Stiga can farm, you know, that game they have pickup potential, they can, you know, have at a tower potentially. There's a lot of things they can do, whereas NIP very just sort of hold into. We have to find some here and jump them or take, you know, take a good team fight, or our heroes are going to start to fall off very, very rapidly.
And you called it in the draft when Winter Wyvern was picked up that Winter's Curse is been seen as this huge spell that can turn around team
Radiant's top
fights.
tower is under
If you
attack.
put it onto Timbersaw, he's not going to take any damage with this bit. Armor stacks. He's got on Slaughter, he's unlikely to die because there's no physical damage. You put it on Weaver, same story. Really get too much mess out of that with the reset tool. Using Curse like a Nagathon almost. try and turn fights around or turn between legs. We will see what Hani does with it. Right, his cleanse is complete for him.
Yeah, it's also the winner's curse can put in a lot of use whenever you have heroes that sort of fight around the same area, so you're able to get a winner's curse on multiple heroes. A lot of initiators heroes jump in. You're able to catch multiple of them, but Secret have heroes that they play around in very different areas of the fight. As far as going in and out, the speed is going in and out. Timbersaw is just sliding around. It's super hard to catch multiple heroes because they're all in just crazy places in the fight. Just constantly zipping around and kiting NIP.
And Kezu's just been farming for 24 minutes. He picks up a Hand of Midas, actually. That Solar Crest is done. Wait, it's only minutes in, it's not... What's the big reason? Make sure that he stays relevant, give a bit more farm priority over to someone like Kaslada or the Weaver in check.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any better item to be getting guarding creeps. It doesn't really mean that much. I think you're really having to purge off besides like a Hero Wyvern, Flow, or Ursa, or Clap, or Top.
Not even like the full staff with Synderen. Nice blink away. Barely by the skin of his teeth gets over the trees and Hani. Oh,
no.
he uses the bear!
He didn't see him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bear gets returned as well. They get nothing. Absolutely nothing for their efforts.
Yeah, I think a 4-step could be good for the Omniac, but I think the thing about Secret is they're not really in a hurry right now. They're fine farming in this week. Farming on this Timbersaw, so you can go for a 4-stack and then maybe have 5k gold, or 5k less net worth in 15 minutes instead. He gets the Midas and he'll have, a big...
Like a Hex or something.
Yeah, you can have Shivas or a Hex or a Weakens. I think it could be very good a little bit later. Mira's probably going to go for an Abyssal Blade at some point, get the same heat stomp. But it's the only pump to watch.
He's in a lot of trouble. Actually more to try and save his own life, but he still does anyway, and that is a massive expenditure out from NIP. Roshan being done by Era and Point, but a little bit of a pit, looks like the big match is finally dead. Secret will get a tier 2 in exchange for this. There's no glyph, there are no TPs back to come and defend it. Good for objective. NIP though, they have that nice little older over in the Lone Druid, sorry. But does have that be like and not only does he have the Deso and Maelstrom now, he's got the full Hurricane Pike complete.
Yeah, I think this Aegis does more to just deter Secret for a little bit than allow NIP to really do anything. If they try and just man up and take one of these towers and wrap around with the Slaughter, they're going to sneak up with the Weave. Slaughter's going to stand in the front, and they're just going to get ambushed and brought down all their heroes, I think. Counter-initiate. I don't think it's enough to really deter Secret from taking the fights to these towers, so I'm going to smoke up NIP, try and do something. As in, they can't just walk up to these towers, but it's very, very hard. So close to Kyle to die, but kind of a meaningless kill.
Savage Roar. And it is just a kill for kill's sake, right? A bit of gold to line your pockets, but it doesn't keep you in. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower has
But in the meantime, MP take tier 1 mid.
I was in a little bit of trouble as well. Has to ult just so he can count.
No way.
Probably would have died during the TP durations, so.
It's only like 80 seconds called. Ferociously bad.
Yeah, and also with their smoke being on cooldown, I'm not sure if they have any more, but using that smoke, they're not really going to be able to make any moves in the near future. They're just constantly shoving up their lanes, pushing it mid, so using that, just ensuring he doesn't go down. Perfectly fine. Double dust.
Got him tracked down and back to down. But will find the final blow onto that kill. Start off with Synderen. Move in, dust, burrow strike, and dust again.
Yeah, the Wyvern had one as well. Wyvern maybe? No, it's the Darkseer actually. Dust. Yeah, so if only had one dust, would have perked off with the time. Second one immediately after, and they're able to bring it down. So nice carrying like dust on multiple heroes, realizing that it's gonna purge it off. And off of that pickoff, they can probably try and take this mid tower. Here, may try and stall, as you can see, kind of hanging around the area. If he just stands in the front, there's not really anything NIP can do. You can see him, here he comes. Just comes right here.
Tries to get in for a few 3 hits, but back to protection there. Out of the chakram. In the meantime, Kezu's doing his best to split with farm lane. Earlier on, just throws purification down. There's that creep waves. He'll TP back now, readying himself for this upcoming team fight. Weaver has respawned. He's going to TP to the tier 3. They use up the Spirit Bed to try to slow them down. But does Puppy finds the lone druid. Can it bring us down fast enough though? The Greaves, the heal, the pushback as well. Quick, but gets himself to an area of safety. Going to vacuum back into the wall. They've got them caught. The Winter's Curse lands down onto MP, but it's not enough damage to set. Syndra blinds up the 3-man Burrow Strike, but still not killing a single hero. MP time lapses back, and Syndra dead to rights. The chase continues. Where is mid one? Still alive. Half HP, half mana, using up this poor little Ursa. The teddy bear has BKB though, turns back onto MP. That's what's dropped by Pyjamas, dying to a bit of damage back onto them, but not cares to repel, no fear is there. Back and away as this fight is getting scrappier and scrappier. Finally the Diffusal Blade forces the Cold Embrace out from Mahani. He can find another. Trixie is walking into the danger zone though. Era wants to turn and fight this one. Mid one getting shredded, getting destroyed, getting back, but the Yules is there. Keeps the life a little bit longer. Twilight finally catches stun, but the Guardian Angel out from that Omni Knight of Kezu. And this might just be the tipping scales as Trixie dies, and on they go for more. Mid one. What's he doing? He's chasing into tier 3s, into tier 2s. Syndra finally stuns him. Epicenter, well, it's not enough damage. Nowhere near enough damage. And Quakever chased again behind his towers. And that is NIP absolutely disastrously slaughtered. They were chased for a good 2 minutes there by Secret. This might open up for tier 3.
Yeah, I think Quick actually may have misskilled on his level 20 as well. He took his 12 Spirit Bear armor. So doesn't have the respawn time, and is gonna have to buy back probably for this base defender. Well, definitely gonna lose his tier 3, so Shrine's gonna become available, and they might even lose Rax if they don't force the buyback, or he doesn't use the buyback.
Buyback from Lone Druid, like you said, a big error if it was one. It's got to be, right? There's no world in which you go for 12 Spirit Bear armor.
I guess it can make your bear a little bit tankier against like the Weaver's Slaughter physical damage,
Yeah.
but I don't know how important the bear is to see him. I guess the roots are another form of disable they kind of need, but there's these super mobile heroes. I don't know how often this bear is actually going to be able to hit heroes.
Regardless, NIP, they hold their racks. Buy back over and Quakever, who immediately runs down a lane to try and get back some of that gold that he's just burned out. Secret kind of bunkered down over in this Radiant area near the tier 2 mid. Just get ready. Quite a cheeky hero who goes in for this bottom lane farm. There's some creeps stacked there. Farm through this Radiant jungle at the same time. Not anything while they're there.
Yeah, and Kezu actually getting the Aghanim Scepter on the Omni Knight. So do it from all the way across the map, so basically removes any pickup potential NIP has because all of their damage is physical. They don't have any Diffusal Blades, so even if some hero gets caught alone, you can always pop the Ag's ult, and they should get out just fine. Mid one gonna be going for an E-Blade, so an E-Blade himself, E-Blade the Ursa, any of his teammates, and it's just gonna continue to make it impossible for NIP to kill heroes. They really need to start bursting down heroes at the beginning of fights and chase Secret down, but they're not able to. They're just getting tied around in these fights that last just forever and ever, like we saw in that last one.
I guess if you're mid one now, you know, 19 Bloodstone Shot, Guardians, EOTs, where the hell not go for an E-Blade? Try and chase down the Centaur, but see, for that one, AB now will be able to see that vacuum into. So, Kezu for now, slowly but surely working his way up to the big one. Give a retreat out from Secret though.
Yeah, just push a little bit up top with Quakever, trying to force some heroes back. They don't use any of their TPs on Secret. Or they can jump on this line and they can maybe port down the Shrine potentially, or smoke up and run back across them. Because they do have these nice deep wards. If they'll want to fight a tier 2, and then this one way down here is mid one TP's there. And yeah, you can see they push out top, and then all of Secret immediately books it back to the bottom. Not going to let NIP get any of these lanes in. Their MP top, and they're just getting all of this lane pressure, getting considerably more and more map control as the net worth rises and rises for all these Secret.
Wondering there for a second if Quakever went a little bit too far. Goes back into the jungle, mid one won't kill. There was die and maybe even Puppy lurking in the wing. Hide on his server. For ending those pressure. There's every lane under their control. Everywhere they go, they're placing deep just getting the vision over. Is a soak move from NIP even a point, or are they just going to walk into their own death? Well, maybe they walk into their own death anyway. Dark's here, Trixie, surge on cooldown, and that looks like it's going to be the end of him for 50 seconds. He does have buyback though, and might be forced to expend it as Honey. Oh, hello puppy, finds the crush, and whips the Wyvern towards the trees. No saving grace for her. Mid one is godlike, another double kill.
Yeah, 0 deaths on him. This gameplay is really creative and super good, I think, this game. You know, just further nullifying the only way NFP really have is big fights, which is do it all in on this physical. They have an Ursa, they have a Desolator on the Launcher, and they just buy all these armor items, they buy kiting items, and NFP can't do anything.
They try and defend out the dark skill, let the rats go, and fight around the tier 3 rats mid when DS is up.
And then maybe try their best, but I think Secret is free to back up. They can wait for Roshan, so they can ping it just now. NIP, they really just don't have any plays. Their heroes are just too immobile. Ursa has fallen off considerably from his peak. He had a pretty decent laning stage, got a couple early kills on MP, but it's a Weaver versus an Ursa. You know, past 15 minutes, Weaver starts skirting around, gets a couple of items. You can't burst him any longer within a bash, and then you're just out of answers. Nothing really you can do.
Bissell is now too far away, actually going back into the sick and tired of the Ghost Scepter and Witch Doctor. I guess the E-Blade as well plays into that.
Yeah, also the
And
Guardian
Repel,
Angel.
And Repel and Guardian... Oh, it's not Repel, you can't. Guardian Angel, yeah.
I think the Guardian Angel is the huge one. They need something to deal with it because they actually can't kill a hero. Like, a hero won't die in a fight unless they, like, Epicenter the Witch Doctor or something. Really the only way I think a hero will die on Secret side.
That was so sad. Like, no one's gonna die unless it's, like, Epicenter.
Yeah, he's even going for a Dagon now in mid one. I really like this. Not like going too overboard into this, you know, we're gonna make sure we don't die, but actually making sure they have the means to kill NIP, because NIP's heroes aren't super easy to kill in their own right. They're tanking a pretty slippery support. They have surges. Ursa has the enrage. Launcher is just very fast. So going for this Dagon with the E-Blade is just obscene amounts of burst damage, and with Quick not going for a BKB. You know, obviously the Winter Wyvern heal is like kind of nice, but it doesn't stop magic damage. So I think mid one has been like adjusting his item build like really well this game.
That's kind of cool. So often you'd see like a Lotus Orb. I think a Hex would be good here, but getting away from kind of the armor and the regen that's almost lost. Going around the road to get Aegis and cheese this time. Like a Slaughter will take the cheese. And the big man Roshan, and he goes mid one. Comes up onto the bear and even duels up into the air as George just 1v5 chasing people into their own base.
They heal him up, and gonna finish off this tier 2 tower. Eventually try and break high ground. It's a little tricky. The Weaver at the very least has a Dragon Lance, and now to the owner as well. So this physical damage is no joke.
Savage roll, but the GA has already been dropped. And they come, down goes Sin, the Deathboard will pop him and take his life as Kezu makes the full retreat away. Now in comes mid one, Drew, up in the air after the blade over on the low click, Quickler nearly burned through there. Chakram be able to catch him as forced out up on the high ground. Hani retreats. Life intact for now. Secret, they have the man advantage. Synderen dead for 30 seconds. Multiple lanes pushing into this Radiant base, and Trixie with no wall. Have a vacuum to play around with if they want to try. Oh, there's no Winter's Curse either. Big spells that they need to stall out and buy time for Lone Druid if he gets jumped onto. All gone.
Yeah, and finishing off the last tier 2, they've gotten both the shrines already. We just have absolute max control now. That last tier 2 town that not even displaced over here by the ancients and these two camps where the shrine used to be that they can sort of play around and farm, maybe fight around with a ward on one of the hills. Even that has been taken away from him, and then he's going to start chipping away at the high ground.
He doesn't really care about all this. Nice on Samira, using the BKB as well, and that might be a big old red flag for NIP to sit back and just watch their base get destroyed by Secret, but they're going to give it another go. Mid one wanders around up on the front lines. Victory's still relatively healthy though. The puppy goes into the crush, and in comes mid one. There's the burst damage point, but he fights himself back. This Epicenter considering does absolutely nothing. He was hiding in the trees, but his blink cancelled or something. But MP time-lapse is back, and Era trying to buy himself a little bit of time there going in on the mid-one. But Poppy misses out. There's the vacuum curse. This could be good. They're bringing down someone in the middle there. Poppy dropping low, but healed up. Kept alive by Kezu, and MP's refuting out as well. Mid-one dropping low. Sun comes through. Actually catches him mid-timber chain, but in comes Pyjamas. The death ward's down. Catches onto Era, and there's the cold embrace. Yeah, things down a little bit, but Era's dead. The swarm and the MP damage coming out from that Geminate attack. Way too much to handle.
Yeah, mid one's up in 10 seconds as well. So Boston and they can continue the assault. Won't have buyback on the Sand King. They do have it on the Ursa, but if he uses that, then he's never getting another item.
Oh, they popped the Aegis there with a nice vacuum into it.
Oh, time lapse.
Brace will pull a halt to this aggression. Or maybe not. MP just wants to go in. He just wants to go in some more. Mid one arrives, like you said. Towards this lane, 35 seconds without your Ursa warrior, and we forfeit here with no glyph up. Running low in mana a little bit.
Yeah, playing a little bit cautious. K2 is very, very low.
Well, Hani is dead. Wants to try and take down MP. The good Savage Force comes out. That damage output. Pyjamas just in time, and he can be out from MP and a Guardian Angel as well. MP drops back. Make sure he doesn't get entangled or anything like that under this tier 3. And mid one. It's himself. Timber chains across, and once again, back to safety they'll go. Seekron. Almost feels like they're under no pressure at all as bot lane gets cleared through by lane creeps. So they have all to the push. NIP have defended.
They're defended. For now. They they had to buy back on the Winter Wyvern and the Ursa, so further mitigates the net worth. They were slowly building up. Ursa wanted that diffusal blade really, really badly, wasn't able to finish it, and now Kezu, that Midas really paying off, hits the GM talent, now has a refresher. So they have 16 seconds in a fight where no one will get hurt.
That sounds pretty good.
It does.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, almost 20k net worth on this Omni Knight at 40 minutes is absolutely massive. Refresher, Aghanim, Solar Crest, Mech, Midas, Arcane is absolutely enormous, and
yeah, my jaw has dropped actually looking at this and realizing. Last time I clicked on him and looked at him, like, oh, he's finished his Ags. All of a sudden, oh, he's got a full refresher done. Oh.
Dagon 3 up on the Timbersaw. Weaver about to finish up his Daedalus. Looking like has the Diffusal 2 as well. The Lone Druid just barely lived in that last fight because MP actually ran out of Diffusal charges, so wasn't able to slow him down and get that last right click he needed in. But as more of those, not gonna have as easy of a time living on Quickspaw. Mid one just TP's on the bottom. They're gonna push out this lane, and they don't want to rush the high ground. They know they're in a very, very advantageous position right now. The only real way they can throw away this game is if they make some silly play on the high ground. They get massively 5-man comboed and good roots. Quickspaw is able to right click through just the entirety of the fight, so they're not going to rush things. They're going to look for the perfect opportunity.
While I die, perfect opportunity to die, but perhaps, but no scepter up. Now will they come in from Trixie? Looks like they'll all finish up the witch stuff, but in the meantime, the back of the fight, they're looking for that Ursa warrior. Nearly dead. The BKB's up for him. Swarm still taking over, but taken out with Hani, chased out by Puppy. And now a 2v1 though. Puppy chased out by Quickspaw, but he's moved himself up onto this high ground position, and Puppy finds him. No, he doesn't. The BKB from Quickspaw there in time. MP to keep on going in, but Quickspaw had that 9-second BKB.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, Hani dies. Seems like no BKB has the enraged, and there's the GA. The first one at least comes out, back to wall. Not going to do a whole lot. Catches Puppy and mid one, but mid one just runs straight on. GG's called, and that's it. It's over. Secret take the game.
Yeah, and we talked about how with NIP's heroes, they really, really need to get a great lane set up. The Omni Knight got solo killed by Quickspaw, had a really good early start in the Lone Druid, but it doesn't matter so much when the rest of your heroes just really, really are behind.